Well, good evening, everybody. Just doing a little impromptu live here in the shack, playing a little FT8 tonight. Just gonna be perusing through, maybe checking some things out that kind of piquing my interest lately. So, I just made a contact in Ecuador in FT8, one of my first contacts there in that area of South America. So that's pretty cool. Try one here in Italy tonight. Gray line's looking pretty good over here, so not sure here. Let's see. See if that's any better here. There we go. Yeah, for field day, I set up I actually operated a station for the club. We did a 4A for where we were, and I ran the digital station. Did all contacts through FT8, and also did a little FL Digi decoding the message for the field day. How's it going, Alex? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Just kind of an impromptu thing, just playing a little FT8, and didn't really have much else planned for the weekend here, so just figured I'd play a little FT8, talk with whoever joins, and maybe go through some stuff I'm kind of thinking about doing. I kind of been recently, I haven't done any satellite communications or anything, and I've been talking with one of the guys in the club to possibly little joined project and build a tracking antenna for satellite contacts that we might even be able to use next field day. So, kind of piquing my interest. I like building everything myself, so I've been looking through, finding what parts we might need, watching some other YouTubes on building it, and maybe do a joint project with somebody in the club. So, not doing too well with Italy here. Wonder how my spots are showing. Well, I'm getting out there. Definitely seemed like I've got some spots out, but maybe just call some CQ here a little bit. Right now I'm just running on 20 meters. Looking pretty good on the radio as far as what I'm putting out, so PSK spots just look pretty good there. You ever done any satellite communications there, Alex? Any tips if you have? Yeah, definitely. That's one thing I found. Of course, one of the that I found watching Eric on Ham Radio Concepts. He actually built one. Pretty good build. It was one that he found from somewhere that he did himself and sourced all the parts. But a couple of the parts don't seem like they're in production anymore, so looks like we may have to replace and find something different. But that one looked like a pretty good build using Arduino. Yeah, I for field day I ran a digital station on using my 991A and all battery power and solar charge. So I got the club the extra points for being completely special circumstance power and everything, with being battery and solar. So that, and made quite a few contacts on FT8, and also was able to decode the what is it, the W1 A1 field day message. So I got that decoded too for points. So I was pretty happy with that during field day. Let's see. I'm gonna see here. Try to see if I can get a couple more contacts here tonight. It all of a sudden got quiet. The radio's getting on my transmitting here. It looks like something might have. There we go. Papa Delta 1 Charlie Whiskey from Netherlands. That's a new one. That's nice if I can get this one finished. Haven't had Netherlands yet either, I don't think. Yeah, I hear off and on a little bit on microwave, but I haven't messed around or looked much into it yet either. I'm going full feet first into everything in this hobby, and almost probably trying to do too much at once. I joined the Long Island CW club. Haven't really done much there for learning CW yet. You know, I'm doing a lot of kit builds myself here, and really getting into POTA too, and doing everything. Probably doing too much at once. Well, I'm getting all kinds of jumps on me now, so that's good. Finish that one. Let's go with Whiskey 9 Yankee Sierra X-Ray. See if we can finish a contact with you. You're next up. Thanks for joining, Alex. Definitely don't seem to get too many on the stream here at once, but you know, I don't do too much live here lately. I've been doing a lot of just recording what I'm doing. So I want to try to do a few more live here and there with the maybe even bring in some of the other guys. I know I'd talk with Izzo from Smoke Signals RF on some possible future stuff too, but timing just isn't working out for a lot of different things. There we go, another contact there. Let's go with trying to get this guy. Another Netherlands. I must be banging pretty hard Netherlands. They're trying to pick me up now. Well, yeah, I got to probably tone it back a little bit on some of the projects. I don't want the XYL to be too mad at me spending too much. Gotta take it slow so she doesn't start questioning how much I'm buying. But yeah, it looks like we got a few viewers out there. Definitely join in the chat with any questions of something I'm doing if you've got them, or if I can answer, I'll answer. If not, maybe you can give me some pointers too. I'm still learning just as much as I can. Yeah, looking like the gray line would be pretty good for across the pond tonight. I was hoping to get Africa, somewhere in Africa. I haven't been able to pick anywhere there up yet, and that's definitely one I need for some of the continent awards, so I'd like to see that one pick up. You can see here I've gotten out pretty good on FT8 with my vertical that I've got, running a 9-band vertical. I've even got this one way over here, Asiatic Russia. I don't remember when. It was one night I was playing FT8 along with everybody, but I wasn't sending my logs to the FT8 off with Tio and the gang. But yeah, I've gotten Hawaii and down here in Argentina, but get out pretty good with the vertical. I was pretty satisfied with that, but still trying. Switch it over to some CQ here. No, but I figured I'd jump in on a quick impromptu live here while I kind of probably head out for dinner here in a little bit. So, yeah, FTX10, it definitely looks like an interesting radio. I kind of piques my interest a little bit looking at it. There's too many of them out there. Right now, the only one I've got is my 991A, and I really like that radio, but I wouldn't mind finding something take portable for field, like POTA stuff. You know, it's not, you know, I just don't want to take a chance at damaging it and then not having a radio for the house and the shack here. So, you know, I've been bouncing around between the G90, the FT8 91. Even he looked at some of the older ICOMs, like I got a 725 here that my father-in-law has left with me, but he's not sure if it transmits on a couple of the bands because it's been a while since he's had it and he thought he was having issues with it. I may try to look into sending that out for service to see if I can get it worked on or something to make sure it's good. But we've even looked at the 735 on some of the swap sheets. I've seen the 6100 too on some of the other guys doing reviews on it, talking about it. That one looks pretty interesting too, because I have looked at the 5105 off and on too, but right now the G90 just seems more in my budget line if I can grab something quick, you know what I mean? Nice, there's another one in the books. I think I've been pretty lucky when looking at my QRZ logbook. I think I'm running a pretty good percentage for confirmed over logged. I've been pretty happy with that. Even on here, I've got, you know, I've worked 84 stations here with the last few I've just got on FT8 20 meter, and I've got 64 confirmed through all the logs. So I think that's pretty good. So it's still transmitting. No, I haven't even been to play much with this little kit build that I did. Bought this off from a website, full kit, all the components along with the other one. I did a video on the build. I was pretty happy with it, but I haven't played with it much. I figured I'd hook that up when I'm trying to do CQ and learn it, how that helped me learn, make sure I'm keying right and everything. So yeah, I'm enjoying definitely all aspects. I like doing the POTA out and about. I've done a few activations. I've got 4 total activations so far since I've started activating, and that's only been over the last literally last month I started doing it. So I've only hunted since then. Of course, I picked up my Rhino award, so I did 3 parks in one day. That was pretty fun. Got to take my kid with me to do it. Had him help, maybe try to pique an interest there too, you know. So there's another one for the books. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. In a couple of basically it's 3 total parks. One of them I've activated twice now. All 3 of them I was the first activator. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I see that now. I've heard 6 meters been going crazy lately. A lot of people, especially during the 13 colonies. I didn't do the 13 colonies, and I kind of wishing I did now. But yeah, I've heard 6 meters been really good lately, especially the last week. Thanks for joining, James. Good to see you on here. Just kind of an impromptu live here, just chatting along, playing a little FT8 while I'm waiting for dinner. Yeah, he was bored, I think, toward the end, when he came with me, but I had him helping set up the antenna and doing that, and he was listening in as I was going. He was pretty impressed with some of the stuff going on, but I think toward the end of it, he was getting a little bored. But it was the first time getting him to come out with me on it, so that was pretty cool. He getting to figure out how some of what I'm doing works. I still want to try to maybe go out and do FT8 on parks on the air too, but trying to watch some of I've been kind of hunting around, watching some of them doing FT8 to see how they're doing the messages back and forth, just to see if there's anything anybody's doing special. Because I have only seen where they change it where it's like CQ POTA with your call sign, but I don't see any other special stuff that anybody's doing. So I'm not sure if they're probably doing FT8. You may not even be able to track park to park. But I might try to do some more of these impromptu little quick live streams while I'm playing radio, just talking about what I'm doing or upcoming things I'm thinking about. So seems like the big interest right now is satellites and getting into the ISS with rigs and stuff. So I think I'm looking at doing the elk log periodic dual band antenna. It's similar to the Arrow, but it's sounds like it's supposed to be a little wider on the band, and but it's just flat, almost like a flat horizontal type antenna. So I'm kind of looking at that one. They're both about the same money. But I figured if I get that, I can set that even on a pole with a rotator and almost have just a vertical beam type for that. Something started to hiccup here. Kick it back in I got my auto tuner for doing voice, and it just kicked back on me. When I'm doing digital, I usually run through the manual. So. Oh, that's some of that. That is the radar awards, Alex. That's where you can get the Warthog is for doing 2 parks in a single 24-hour period. The Rhino is for doing 3. The Cheetah's 5. Yeah, basically what it is for those radar awards, it's like rapid deployment type stuff. You've got, based on your mode of travel, you have to travel a certain distance between each one too for it to count. You don't have to actually activate the park, but like you did say, you have to have at least 5 contacts at that park, and depending on your mode of travel, you have to travel so many kilometers in between. That's how they've got it broke down. If it's like motor vehicle type thing, it's 6-kilometer distance in between each one. And they've even got, I forget what the other distances are, but they've got some for basically if you're jogging, hiking, riding a bike. They've even got one in there for a wheelchair. If you're traveling so far via wheelchair, and each one's, the distance is reasonable as far as how they've got it set up that you've got to travel. But yeah, it's you set up, you drive, usually anybody, when you drive to your first park, that mileage isn't a problem. You set up, you make your at least 5 contacts, take down, travel the required distance, set up to that next park, make contacts, and once you're logged, but you have to wait until the POTA site actually posts your logs. When they actually post, then you can go in and actually pick that park from a drop-down menu. So it's relatively easy to apply for. It's not automatic. You actually have to submit for them. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. I put in for the first one, kind of wasn't sure if by doing 3 parks for the first time ever like that, if I would get both the Warthog and the Rhino. So I'm gonna have to go back out and activate two parks in one day just to get the Warthog. So that way I've got each one of them. But yeah, I got my Rhino the first time I did that. That was fun. That was the day I took my kid along with me, so he got to be part of that, and I think he thought that was pretty neat too, seeing how that all worked. But Well, I'm kind of getting a runaway here with CQ, and all of a sudden I had a rash of them answering me, and now they're not. But that's a Germany. Let me try to see if I might be able to get him, given he's in right in the gray line. Yeah, the POTA's definitely been a big interest here lately. You tested, I got my full Go box that I did up. So far, any of the POTA parks I've done, it works really well for me. I pretty much have everything I need, including a couple of antenna options, and it's the same kit. I just threw everything in it, went to field day, and it worked good for field day too. So a little on the heavy side, but it's on wheels, so I can drag it wherever I need. And the way I've got everything packed, I can pull out only what I need and take that with me for wherever. So I've got it pretty much set up modular. I'm pretty happy with how it's working so far. So we'll kind of see how that's going to continue for me. Always room for improvement. Yeah, I'm going to try to film some more POTA. I did my first activation ever. I've got that on my channel posted. That's the park that I've activated twice now. I used that one as my third park for my rhino. So I've got one park picked out that hasn't ever been activated yet, and it's another state forest. And the thing with these up here in New York with these state forests, it's a seasonal road that you start driving on. Not really anywhere to turn around or get off the side of the ditch. So it's kind of tricky. So I try to drive to them first to figure out where I might set up, so it'll still count as the park, and then I hit it up. So all of the parks I've done so far have actually been state forests that they've got designators for, and only the one has actually got a parking area with a picnic table set up that I used. The other ones, it's all I drop my tailgate, set my antenna up somewhere, put the radio on the tailgate, and operate from there. So it's definitely been portable means, which has been enjoyable. So yeah, that definitely helps, and that's why I think I like how I've got it with my box. I throw the whole box in the truck, but all I do is grab what I need out of it and take that with me. So it's one of those things. I still got whatever I think I might end up using, but I can take only what I need. So it's kind of good. I think one of my next ones, I want to try doing my activation with the end-fed half-wave that I built for myself, that I got a video posted on. That's worked real well. I made a second one and sent it to my father-in-law, who's an extra. He's been kind of an Elmer to me a little bit, but he doesn't have a whole lot for antennas where he's at in Kentucky. He's kind of surrounded by mountains, so it doesn't get out real well. But I was able to duplicate the results on the second one I did, the same as my first one, so I figured I must have done something right. And I sent it to him here for Father's Day. Well, he got it basically on Father's Day in the mail. Wasn't really a gift to him. I just did it for him just because he's helped me a little bit. And he's already used it, and he's loving it. He said he's getting really good signal reports and everything with it, so I'm pretty happy about that. I might try to do some activations with that end-fed half-wave of mine and see how it works for me up here where I'm at. I've got a MSJ fiberglass mast that I've got to where I could set it up and deploy with that. So other than that, all I've been using so far is my Wolf River coil that I've got. I really like that's been a good antenna too. I've been happy with that. That's the one I picked up was it's got the Mega Take It Along base, so it's got the longer tripod, which I found pretty good for field day because I put that on and I actually used plastic tent stakes against it, kind of keep it in the ground with the wind, and that works. I'm not sure what hum is it. Yeah, the one I did was completely, I bought all the components separate and completely did everything from scratch. So I like doing that. I think you see a lot of the stuff on my channel that I posted, all the builds. It's all definitely like building for myself. It's been that's been probably the most enjoyable part of the hobby so far, is all the stuff I'm building. Because feel like I've learned a lot as I'm building it. So, but oh yeah, yeah. I don't have it as a kit I can send anywhere, but it was completely. I bought the toroids. I bought the banged it wire project boxes I picked off from Amazon. They're like a 2-inch by 4-inch by like 2-inch project hard plastic box with a rubber ring that you put in the lid to seal it. I bought everything components separate and just kind of built from scratch. So yeah, yeah. I think as far as when I tried to figure out how much each antenna would cost me that I built on those end feds, it's probably $30 to $35 in materials that I picked. I bought when I bought his stuff on Amazon, there's always like a 3-pack or a 5-pack, or so breaking it down, I figure I probably got $35 in each antenna with all the components. To if I wanted to build another one, it would about what it would cost me to buy everything again. But I agree with you. Some of that store-bought stuff, the prices are pretty high. So let's see, do a little more CQ call here. Wonder what's the time at here? I'm probably gonna be. I didn't think that was too bad. I got some friends in my radio club that are like talking. They might have me build one for them, and they're talking. They'd probably give me like $50 for it if I wanted to take any money from them. I'd probably just build it and give it to them. But I think that would be reasonable. But even that sounds a little high to me for something like that. But it's also worth what somebody thinks it's worth too. But if at most I'd only charge them probably parts to build it, just because it's friends, and I'd probably just give it to him. Like the one I went over and helped him wire his truck, because he knew I had all the Anderson power pole stuff, and we hooked everything up in his truck for his mobile rig, and he was trying to give me money for that, and I just said no, nope, just consider it, paying it forward. You help me when I'm getting in the hobby, I ain't worried about it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna, I built my own 80-meter dipole too using PVC for a center insulator. I got the parts to do another one, at least build the center insulator. I thought about doing that and maybe building another end-fed half-wave to maybe do almost as like I've been kind of bouncing the idea around about maybe doing a giveaway on the channel for like when I hit 1,000 subscribers or something, maybe do some drawings and send some antennas or stuff out that I built or something, something. I think that might be more personal that way, as long as it's as long as it's a good working antenna that can be used. I think somebody might find some value in that. But I'm still thinking, not sure what I'm going to do yet. But I've got enough stuff to probably build a couple more end feds, and I've got the parts to build that center insulator dipole again, and then anybody can just put whatever length of wire they want on it to make it whatever dipole they want. I've still got what I call a fan dipole for my backyard that I haven't deployed yet. I started to deploy it, and how I was going to put it up isn't going to work, so it was going to give me a second HF antenna in the yard to, as a horizontal. I thought it might be better, but I got to still play around with that, figure out how I can put it up. Yeah, but it's nothing I want to. I think that's a good idea to bring more folks in. I definitely like seeing the subscribers. I kind of want to. I'm hoping it's a benefit to people that are watching. They find some good content in it or something that helps them out. I don't want to announce it like way early and just have subscribers just because they want a drawing. I might wait until after I actually hit the mark and do it then. I don't know. It's all food for thought right now. But I definitely appreciate the folks that have stopped in tonight. I think I've seen up to about 7 viewers so far. Steady, given that it's an impromptu live and I don't do a lot of them. I think that's pretty good. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in, and definitely definitely appreciate you talking with me there, Alex and James, and uh, you're the only ones I've seen in the chat so far. But definitely, if you guys got any questions for me, things you want to know, or maybe if that, if it's something I've kind of felt dealt with a little bit, I might be able to throw, well, this is how I did it kind of thing. But I'm probably going to be, maybe I'm shooting for, I don't want to go too long because I know some other guys have got some live streams tonight, so I don't want to impose on that either. So here we go. I might have another contact here with Yankee Victor 5. Bravo Romeo Bravo. Once I send this response, I should have another contact. So that'll be another 4 or 5 contacts in about a half an hour tonight. Well, James, I'll be on, something in the attic. There was an antenna that I won actually from Eric on Ham Radio Concepts. He did a video or two on the chameleon antennas. They use the ham sticks. He was going to do it as a giveaway, and Shark and Chameleon got with him and said, let us do the giveaway and you give yours to whoever you want local. I was completely floored, but I won the actual the Spider ASB. It does up to 4 bands, and it's all hand sticks. I think that one, depending on how big a attic space you've got to contend with, that might be a good one to go with. I want to say the actual box itself is only it's less than $200, and then maybe you're looking at about $50 per set of ham sticks, depending on what ones you go with, and you can pick whatever bands you want to go from. And right now I've got 15, 17, 20, and 40 is what I've got for mine. And it turns it into a dipole with the ham sticks. I've had good luck with it. We used it last year's field day, 2020, with the club. I set it up, had it on 2-inch PVC that I picked up, and it was only about probably 15 feet in the air. And the club made contacts to Puerto Rico on it from New York State. So that might be a good one to consider for the attic. Something like that is always, because the box itself it's an octagon shaped box, or you can get the two-bander, with a square box, either one from Chameleon. And I've got the Shark ham sticks. I think it's a good way to go for a limited space, because you figure the ham sticks are, they're all full span all the way across. It might be about 8 feet maybe on the long hand sticks. So it might be a way for you to get at least 4 bands for HF in the attic space. Something to take a look at. And the Shark ham sticks and the Chameleon, they're all U.S. made products right here. So I mean, they're pretty stout made. I took mine apart and looked it over and checked it all out. I was pretty happy with how sturdy it was. Yeah. Yeah. It's the well, here, I'll put it in the chat. If I could type. That's the one that I've got. And like I said, that's just the actual antenna box. And it's got the brackets and everything to vertically mount. They bolt right to the underside of the box, and allows you to put it on a mast pole. I think it's got 2 different size U-bolts for it, so you can go to a bigger mast if that's what you've got, and you just pick up whatever ham sticks for the bands that you like operating, and they screw right in, and they've got little Allen sets on the ham sticks for you to move the actual whip in and out to tune it, and you'd basically have a 4-band resonant antenna. So definitely a way to go, I think, to look at for something like that. HOA, attic space kind of thing. I think you'd be good. I think you'd be happy with that. And then, I don't know how quick of access it is into your attic for later on if you wanted to swap bands out or something. But I've got mine, and I have it set aside to take portable with me as another option for an antenna to put up if if one of my other antennas isn't doing well for me. I could put that up. I actually picked up the from a military surplus the camo mesh tent support system. Those fiberglass poles are phenomenal for mass, and I've got a full set of 12 of them with that kit, and it was $25 for the kit in fiberglass. Cost me a bit to get it shipped to me, so about $100 to get the whole thing shipped to me. But if you got a military surplus you could drive and pick up at, you could get them fairly inexpensive. Oh yeah, yeah. You get the more you keep the XYLs happy, the more radio you can play. Get the kitchen pass. No, you got to keep everybody happy the best you can, just so you can enjoy your hobbies just as much as you can. Yep, doing a runaway on me here. But yeah, I think you'd be pretty happy with that one, James. I know I was for the field day that I've used it on, and I've tinkered around with it a little bit in my backyard too. Um, but at the time, it's only been earlier this year that I actually picked up the other two bands, and I actually got the Shark ham sticks from Ham Radio Outlet. If you go on their website, they seem to be, from what all my experience, had the most available and at a reasonable price, and fairly really reasonable shipping. So yeah, I keep. Hey Jason, thanks for stopping in. Kind of an impromptu, just shooting shooting the breeze and chatting with some guys, and folks, whoever stops in. But thanks for swinging in, man. Good to see you. Hey, thanks a lot. Hey, Rob. Boy, I feel very. You got Taz too. Hey guys. Boy, I was just telling these guys I was probably gonna be shutting down a little bit because I didn't want to interfere with Jason's live stream tonight. I was gonna log off, grab some dinner, and come back to watch his live stream with KM4ACK. So, but yeah, I would try that out, James. I think you'd be pretty happy with that, and it would be should easily fit in an attic space, and I think you'd be happy with that. But yeah, so well, guys, I think I'll be shutting down here at about 7:30. That way I can grab some dinner and visit with the wife a little bit, and then come back down and watch Jason on his live stream tonight with KM4ACK. So whoever's on the here, definitely make sure you make your way over and check that out. That was 8 p.m. Central, if I remember correctly, Jason. So, well, thanks a lot for tuning in, Rob. Good to see you. Hadn't seen you around in a while. Hope you had a good holiday and enjoyed the field day if you were able to get out. Hey, thanks a lot, Alex, for stopping in. Oh, 7 p.m. Central. Okay. Sorry. I think I was reading on my YouTube over here. It said 8 p.m. because it automatically does the chime change. So 7 p.m. Central, guys. Make sure you check out Jason tonight. Definitely a good host with his. He's got a good guest on tonight going over the Build-A-Pie. So definitely something I thought very helpful. So check him out on there. Yeah. I was telling these guys early on, I was running the all digital station for the club, and I was full battery power and solar, so I made sure we got all the extra points that way too. So I had a good time. We operated as a 4A. We did the full 20. We set up. We run the full 24 hours. We got people to come in on the overnight, and I kind of shift it like in shifts. So it's good. It's good time. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it for now. That way, I got some time to take care of a few other things. Thanks for all you that stopped in on the impromptu live here. Played a little FT8 and a little ragchew, so it's always nice to chat with folks and try to share what I've learned a little bit, and definitely learn from all you guys. So with that, I'll say 7-3 to everybody and get on the air.